So with that question, what you just asked about, is it that have they seen all the personalities?
Yeah.
So there's only 2 men who have seen all my personalities.
Only two.
Only 2, yeah. So, you know, that's because one was because I trusted him. We've got a love and hate relationship, right? I trusted him 99%, and we always had a joke. He went, "Can I get that one? Can I get that 1%? Can you look? Can you just trust me that 1 extra percent?" I went, "No." So I was engaged to him.
Okay.
So he got that far for me to trust him enough to be engaged to him. I've had 5 other people ask me before that. I always said no, but him I trusted to the point where he could handle my switches and he could manage it. When he was my friend, and then when we became into a relationship, but when his love come into it, like you said before, when his love come into it for me, and then his mind changed to this is Roxy, this is Kerry, this is Baby, this is the switches. It changed to this is just Kerry. This is my Kerry. This is who I love. All of her, I take all of her, accept all of her. When he went to that mindset and he switched off and he weren't on the ball as much, that's when he then struggled, because then he started arguing with the personalities, thinking that's Kerry. So he's arguing, say Roxy, instead of speaking to Roxy how he acts. So for instance, for someone to speak to Roxy, Trixie knows this. To someone to speak to Roxy, you can't come in as a man going rah 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 rah, because Roxy's gonna match your energy, and then the other one's gonna come flying forward, right? So you've got to speak to Roxy as in chill, like calm and collected, and just be like, whoa, calm yourself, don't worry, you know, like it's cool, just sit down, let's get on a level, just talk to me, explain what's going on, what's affecting you, like no need to shout, we don't need to argue, to keep her calm. Because if you keep her calm, the other one's not going to come, right? But if you start being aggressive and get your back up towards me, which men do sometimes, not to be, like there's a difference, isn't there? A man being aggressive, putting hands on you is different, but I'm talking about tone of voice, I'm talking about, let's correct that. Verbally tone of voice. I'm not saying my ex, this person I'm talking about, he wasn't aggressive, like meaning to hurt me or anything. It's just his tone of voice. He's a Salford man. Like it's a bit like the London accent is strong, and the Salford, like he sometimes his voice could trigger me. So he used to be able to not do that when he had in his mindset, oh, that's Roxy, so I need to speak like this. I need to, like he used to say sometimes it's like stepping around on glass. Like sometimes tiptoeing around
eggshells.
Eggshells, but he said glass. He didn't say eggshells.
That's
worse. Yeah, so he struggled because of that, because he's like he's walking on glass now. So he struggled.
A dance around it.
I like.
He's too weak for it. He can't. So he used to know how to do that good. But then when love come into it, then he started accepting me as a whole, and he loved all of me.
Thought more of himself than...
I think when he put her all as a whole, he stopped separating the personalities. And then you're not weaving between the personalities, you're putting them all in one.
What I'm trying to say is being selfish, because he weren't thinking about the whole situation at hand.
Do you know what? You're a man, and as a man, that's what he said. He said himself, he started being selfish, and I didn't understand that, but now you've explained that.
He was trying to make it an easy bet, innit? Like, he tried to find the simplified ways of getting around things, which can, sometimes that can knock you back.
So he did say them words, and I was, but you just put it into terminology for me to understand what he meant. So, because sometimes he struggles to explain that, innit? But, so he started being selfish, took his eye off the ball, and was reacting to the personalities, which triggered me more, and then we bounced at each other, and we're both strong personalities, and then basically after that he had his own struggles, and I don't want to put him out there like that, but he then went on his path that he struggled with, which then mum personality come out and was like, nah, not putting up with that. So I tried to help him, said right, so now I've stopped switching now, and now I'm being Kerry, and I'm like, I need to hold you now. But he was bouncing back at me, and he's already lost now, because he's watched me struggle. Now because I was pregnant, you see. So because I was pregnant, I was switching a lot.
Yeah, hormones
So-
change and that triggers
The hormones are
emotions,
more
and we still can't
Yeah,
handle that
so
crap either.
so he broke now, so I were breaking, but then when I've seen him broke, because I loved him dearly, like, he broke now, so now I've come to Kerry, who's and I'm trying to bring him back up, yeah, and then, because we kept each other stable for a good time, but it was when I got pregnant, things started messing up, and that's because of my things, when he was triggered then emotionally, which then he fell. I tried to bring him back up, but he couldn't see that, and he was already gone. But then I had to then go, you know what, my kids come first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to kind of like
Of course.
put a separation.
I had to, I loved him dearly. I don't now. I loved him dearly, and I'll always, if I was near him or I found something out that someone was going to hurt him, I'll be right beside him.
100%.
And we'll be back to back. We will always be back to back. We can argue like anything, and we can disagree like anything. But if I found out he was in danger or anyone was trying to put bad on him, we'll be back to back, and no one will be touching him. And it'll be the same for me. No matter if on that day he hated me because I annoyed him, or it doesn't matter. We have a child together, and we'll be back to back no matter what. Doesn't mean I'll ever get back with him. We can't be.
Just got that level.
We
of
can't.
Say
Yeah,
respect and
respect.
loyalty,
We've got respect. Like
loyalty, really.
it's
100%.
yeah. So we didn't split up because he did bad to me. He made wrong choices, and then after we split, he did something that jeopardized my loyalty for him. So his loyalty to me, which jeopardized my trust. So he went from 99 to
825.
He went to fucking 0, mate.
Yeah.
So and then
Fucking
he went.
hell,
Would be
mate.
0.
It's a
He
flip
went-
side, yeah.
It's a flip black and white. So he went to
You've
0.
got to realise what she's going through. At
Yeah.
the time.
So he went to 0, but then he's gained it back to say 40. He's gained it back to 40,
Okay.
and that's only in the person to person. I'll always have your back. And he's my son's, like, it's not even about my son. Not in a nasty way. People say that comment, because I've got a kid to him, because I've got a kid. I can't give a flip if I've got a kid to you or not. Like, it doesn't matter about that. If you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you. If you're going to jeopardise me, I'm going to jeopardise you. But the thing is, I won't jeopardise you with other people. I jeopardise you with myself. Like, I don't need to be like being a certain way with people just so they like me. Like, I'm not that type of person. I'm straight up and direct, and if people don't like that, they don't like it. I couldn't give two fucks because I'm in this world alone anyway.
I see here, obviously, we're slowly running out of time.
Yeah.
And I want to touch on quickly on, obviously, like the lighter note, like some good stuff.
Let's go back
Your
to
modelling, your acting. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to take us back to, obviously, when did you start getting into modelling?
About 3 years ago.
Yeah.
About 3 years ago.
And
Basically,
obviously,
during COVID,
Yeah.
I connected with a few people who was doing, like, directors and stuff, acting. And I also did want to do it when I was younger, but because I'm a lifestyle, my mum, she never would have paid for that or helped me. So I never was confident enough to be myself. So, and because of my personalities, I can switch into my personalities by thinking stuff. So I can do that. So I can cry on cue and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's good for acting in that way. And I can also, now I'm stable, I can bring myself back up, you know. So it's not as risky. But so I connected with them and I started doing the acting, and I just did it as, it's just a hobby. It's just a hobby for me. All of it's just a hobby and a way of releasing my personalities and my stress and getting things out there so it's not all stuck in my head. And that's the only reason I do it. If it ends up being for something and it ends up being bigger than it is, then that's great. It's money for my kids, not me. But at the minute, it's not like that. It's just a hobby for me. It's like a therapy. Like, yeah. It's therapy for me. Like, writing is therapy for me. It gets it out of my head. Do you know what I mean? It's kept me stable. I've been doing that for 3 years, and it's kept me more. Keeps mine from wondering. Yeah, like, you know, it's helped a lot. So then I went from doing that, and obviously it went into modelling. So I did that, and then I realised that, wow, I'm actually all right at this. You know what I mean? And then people's comments, because I'm always low on that self, you know, acceptance and self-empathy. Do you know what I mean? I'm always going to be like that. So, you know, when people were saying things, I was like, all right. So then I started believing in myself more, and then realising that, you know, I'm actually good. And then I looked at myself in a different view, and then it helped me then with confidence and self-esteem and, you know, and my self-worth. So the more I got into work, the more I found Kerry's personality, I guess. And the more I did the work around, you know, the page and Instagram and stuff, and the more I started doing this, I realised that I'm becoming more stronger because I'm believing in myself where I never used to.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's made me glow a lot more of who I am, as in all of me. You know, and some people can't do that. Some people are like, oh, I'm gonna be stuck mentally messed up for ages. I'm not gonna be able to get a job, this, that, and everything. I'm like, no, I've just adapted, so I can only do part-time. So I have another job. I have a paid job, a daily income. Yeah, I work as customer service. The reason I do that is because I'm a people person. I'm happy, chatty. I like helping people. You know, I'm good like that. I like organisation, OCD crazy. You know, I'm not more of a clean freak. I'm more of organisation.
But people need to understand that OCD
Keeping things in
isn't
place.
a cleaning disorder, it's a compulsive
Compulsive,
disorder.
Yeah.
So it comes
compulsive
with,
is
it
different.
comes, it's a whole,
Compulsive and
it
cleaning
comes
is two
with
different
patterns and sequences.
Yeah, patterns and sequences. I love
Sometimes
patterns.
people get me twisted as well.
Yeah.
I'm just tired in general, but sometimes people think I've got OCD.
Yeah,
No, I
it's
don't
not
have
OCD.
OCD. You got
That's
to
just-
say.
OCD is when someone's about to go out that door.
That's a
and they
shoulder
have to-
thing.
they have
Yeah,
to-
Tap
yeah,
your door
three
three
times.
times and
Three
things,
times,
yeah.
I know.
That's So
that.
when I'm more
Yeah,
unstable,
I got that.
when I'm more unstable, I used to do that. So it took me years of getting out of that. So I had to. So I used to switch a light 3 times. I used to do the door 3 times.
Yeah,
I used to do the switches. I used to put
Yeah.
the keys in the door to turn it 3 times. Everything's free. My favourite number, my lucky number's
Yeah,
free.
that's
That's
draining.
So-
well, it's not
Yeah.
my lucky number, but it's I know it's
my number, everything's free,
But I
everything's
know
safe,
everything is
triggers,
within
the person that does
OCD.
it feels
Everything
safer.
is like free
So
time.
so with free, so I always have 3 scenarios for everything.
Yeah.
So with now, if like say coming here today, yeah, I made 3 scenario trips. So because just in case that one fucks up, then I have to make another one. So a backup
Okay.
plan,
Okay.
3 backup plans.
Okay, cool.
3 backup, A, B, and C. A, B, and C. If A goes wrong, B goes
Yeah.
like there's always. So I can always get myself out of a situation. If I'm going somewhere new,
Yeah.
what did you just say, girl?
I wish it was only free. My mind ain't as similar as yours.
So if I'm going somewhere like different and new, then I'll always have 3 scenarios how I can get out of that situation. If I go in a room, I've already sat here now. I've already thought of 3 things just in case it goes off for mad reason. But that's how my mind works. I always
You
I was
have
thinking
to,
ahead.
in your-
I have to think
in
like
your
that.
case, you have to.
I have to think like that because if I don't,
You're not
The
This-
pattern
yeah.
pattern messes up.
yeah, the balance. I just have to know it's just so I can stay stable. That's all.
So to just conclude it, yeah, like what type of modeling do you do, or have you
So
done?
my modelling is I try and do pictures to do with expressing emotions or different personalities or facts of life living with like mental health. I've done other things like fashion, studio shoots, street shoots. Can't think of all the names. The photographers were like, Kerry, it's called this. I don't care.
And she does
I like-
pageant.
And I do that in a minute. So
Is it?
I've got a pageant coming up at the end of this month. So that is for mental health. So it's a warrior. So it's basically mental health warrior. So that's good because that's made me be achievement because I always wanted to do pageants when I was younger. I actually always wanted to do modelling when I was younger. It was actually a lady that was like a nana to me that supported me. When I was younger, she was a neighbour and she was a Christian and she was Irish and she's called Kathleen Lord. She passed away now.
Rest
So
her
she,
soul.
Bless her.
she knew what was happening to me. She never said it, but when she passed, she came to me and she told me, she came to me through a partner that could be like me, and he told me he didn't know who she was or know nothing about her. I didn't even tell him. And he said, someone's here, blah, blah, blah. And he started telling me, and I was like, right, I've not even told you that information. You don't even know about that woman. So he couldn't be lying because he never knew. So when he told me, she said, I always knew, but I wanted you to tell me. She said, but I'm always there protecting. So she's been trying to show her blessings. And then, so because I knew that was like, say, 10 years ago that happened. Wait, no, more than 10 years ago. So then after that, I always wanted to do what she wanted for me. So the modelling was something she said, always said I was beautiful, you've got natural this, you never lose your natural. She always said, never lose your natural, you're naturally pretty, you're naturally beautiful, you've got a good soul. So my good, Kerry, is what she showed me. Yeah. It's not anyone else in my family, no one else. The Kerry in me is how she was as a person and a mother and a grandmother. So I give that thanks to her because if I didn't have that one good person in my life, I probably wouldn't be able to be a good person. You know, my kids wouldn't have had the mum that they had, you know, because it's one of them. So, you know, you, like you say, when you get brought up, you take influence from everyone, and it can then mould you into who you're going to be. That's true. So thankfully I had her. So that's why I went into the modelling, to represent my thanks to her, and put trust to what she wanted for me. And, you know, it's the best thing I ever did, because I do like it. With the music side of things, I write a lot. I've done lyrics, and there's a few people that want me to write things and do some songs and this, that, and the other. I'm not going to speak about it, because I'm not one of them people that speak about things before they're done and sealed. But it is in my plan, and it's my plan to do a little bit more on that side. And I do spoken word, which I can speak about, because I've been doing that a lot. Been recording myself, got to get better at it. I've got to try and do it over beats and stuff, which I'm trying to learn how to do it on beat, because everyone hears the 1, 2, 3, 4 beat, which Trixie's going to be like, Kerry. And I hear the faster beat. Like, I always hear the faster beat for everything. I follow me on beat. So I can dance really good. Like, people who know me, I can dance really good. But I dance really good for me, like, my way. So I can't follow choreography for shit. I've tried. But if you put the music on, I'm in a club, I can lose myself and I can dance. If you told me to dance on cue, I'm just going to stand there and go, what? Sure, man, move. Like, I'm not gonna dance for you, move. Like, what are you talking to? But, and if someone tried to get me to follow their steps, it don't feel right in my body. Like, I dance, the music hits my soul, and that's how I dance. I can't dance to your soul or your
rhythm.
Your rhythm. Like, it's just music hits me differently, and that's it.
It's more based off a feeling.
Yeah, it's more based off a feeling.
It's based on how the music is making you feel.
Yeah, because music, I listen to music a lot. This is why I always support everyone music-wise, because music actually helps my mind, because when I'm listening to music, my voice goes. So certain music helps my mind to be empty, but I can hear a music. I always have music on earphones. I hadn't had it for like since I come up here, I've not had music on. So my mind was tripping a bit, but then when I was on the underground, do you know what's the noise? Like the noise of the underground, but the high pitched noise? That settled my anxiety. Because it's high pitched, so it, so that it hit a decibel in my brain, I guess. Whatever.
That's actually interesting and unique, because I hate that sound.
But that balance, is.
With the CBT that you go through and stuff, they do a lot of acupuncture and stuff.
But I've never had any.
Release your muscles, relax your stress muscles and stuff, so that you can see more clearly. I said to her they did used to do electromagnetic therapy, which might actually be good for her, because that frequency has calmed her. Binaural, can't say, never say binaural meditation, because then you look into the headphones and the vibration between the left and the right can also calm.
So I wouldn't do the therapy side of it. I won't go into that no more. But the music side of it, there's a few people now that are doing like techno music, and they use them high pitched decibels in the music, and it's like a therapeutic meditation.
So with the frequency numbers.
With the frequency numbers, and there's different ones for anxiety, for stress, for this sleep. So I'll listen to them when I'm feeling a certain way, and that balances me. So that's my therapy. Music helps me. Dancing helps me. If someone asked me one day, if you found out you're going to die tomorrow, what would the last thing you'll be doing? So mine would be with my kids first, but then I'll die dancing. I want to die dancing. I don't care if I'm dancing in a wheelchair. I am going to the club with all the lights and I'm dancing. That's how I want to die. I don't care if I'm on my deathbed. I bet you I written them. If someone is this, my son will make sure my kids, especially my second eldest and my eldest, them two boys, they will kidnap me out of the hospital, take me to the club to make sure my wish is true. That loyalty, because I have to.
When you said that,
I literally just saw the whole bloody thing too.
So you said I just pictured two of your kids just
manifesting now. She making sure that bitch gonna happen.
And then when
they have to put on the doctor's gowns and just pretend they're doctors.
They would do that. Bro, I'm not even joking. They would all put on the nurse's one just to take